Well, welcome to Found in Focus. This week was a really rich conversation with one of my favorite authors, a Canadian pastor, Ken Shigematsu, and his book is called Now I Become Myself. And listen to the tagline, how deep grace heals our shame and restores our true self. And he just shared very personally some of his story, both as a young boy, but also as a leader, going from working in the corporate world to ministry world. And ultimately, what has kept him grounded is the truth of knowing how deeply he is loved by God. He admitted he's an achiever. He likes to get things done. He's an active guy. And I can relate to that. Like, I feel better when I'm doing stuff, and I feel better about myself when I'm being productive. But that's an identity issue, right? Putting our value and worth in the things we do rather than putting it in the one who loves us. And it reminded me of John 15, verse 9, where Jesus says, as the Father has loved me, Jesus says, so I have loved you. Abide in my love. Ken talked about resting in the love of God, and that he has a practice in the mornings of getting up. He shares it in his book, and he shared it on the podcast, of just taking time of stillness and just inviting the presence of God and receiving and sitting in the truth of God's love for him that very day. And letting that wash over him and then operating out of that place. He talked about the spiritual practice of stillness and silence. And, you know, I think that's a good example of what it means to abide in my love. Like, abiding means, like, don't get away from the love of God. Don't detach yourself from it, but let it be a part of you. Abiding is when you're a part or connected to, like abiding in, like a vine. A branch is connected to the vine. The vine is connected to this branch, to this power source, really. When we abide in the love of God, we're connected there. We're plugged in there. That is where we find our source of power and strength. And when you want to find your true identity, it's found truly in abiding and knowing and abiding in the love of God for you, that he loves you deeply, that he does not speak shame or condemnation over your life, that he sees you as valuable and worthy, that you are a dearly loved child. And as Jesus says, as the Father has loved Jesus, which the Father purely, wholly loved Jesus, so I have loved you. Abide in my love, Jesus says. So take that word today, take it to heart, live it out. Live out of a place of being loved. That's Found in Focus.